10-minute affirmations script, segment 1. Opening and setting the scene. Close your eyes for a moment. Take a deep breath in and let it go. You are standing at the beginning of something beautiful. This moment, right now, is where transformation begins. Not tomorrow, not when conditions are perfect, but here, in this breath, in this awareness. You see, growth doesn't announce itself with trumpets. It whispers. And you've learned to listen to those whispers, haven't you? That quiet voice that tells you there's more waiting for you. First affirmation, the power of self-belief. You possess within you an unshakable foundation of self-belief. It's not something you need to find or create. It's already there, like a seed planted long ago, waiting for the right conditions to grow. Every successful person you admire started exactly where you are now, with a choice to believe in possibilities they couldn't yet see. And here's what's remarkable. Self-belief isn't about eliminating doubt. It's about moving forward despite it. You've already done this countless times in your life, even when you didn't realize it. Second affirmation, embracing imperfect action. Your willingness to take imperfect action sets you apart from those who wait for perfect conditions. Think about it. Every innovation, every breakthrough, every dream that became reality started with someone who was willing to begin before they were ready. You are that person. You've always been that person. The path you're walking isn't about flawless execution. It's about momentum. It's about showing up day after day, even when the steps are small. Especially when the steps are small. Because small steps, taken consistently, create extraordinary distance over time. Third affirmation, the compound effect. You understand that growth compounds. Just like interest in a bank account, every positive choice you make today builds upon yesterday's choices. You're not starting from zero, you're starting from everything you've already learned, every challenge you've already overcome, every moment you chose courage over comfort. This compounding effect works in your favor, silently and powerfully. The book you read today expands your thinking tomorrow. The conversation you have this week opens a door next month. You are building momentum even when you can't see it yet. Fourth affirmation, reframing failure. You see failure not as an ending, but as feedback. This perspective shift changes everything. When something doesn't work out as planned, you don't collapse into defeat. You lean in with curiosity. You ask, what can this teach me? How can this make me stronger? What's the hidden gift in this experience? The most successful entrepreneurs and leaders share this quality. They've simply reframed their relationship with failure. And so have you. You've already proven this to yourself, even if you haven't acknowledged it yet. Fifth affirmation, your unique value. You bring unique value that no one else can replicate. Your combination of experiences, perspectives, skills, and dreams, it's yours alone. In a world of billions, you are the only you. And that's not just poetic, it's practical. Your business, your growth, your contribution to the world can only come from you being fully, authentically yourself. Stop trying to be like someone else. Stop dimming your light to fit in. The world doesn't need another copy. It needs your original voice, your original vision, your original way of seeing and solving problems. Sixth affirmation, growth through discomfort. You've learned that comfort and growth rarely coexist. Every time you've stretched beyond what felt safe, you've expanded. Every time you've said yes to something that scared you, you've discovered capabilities you didn't know you had. This pattern will continue serving you. Discomfort isn't a sign you're on the wrong path. It's often confirmation you're on exactly the right one. You're not meant to stay small. You're not meant to play it safe. You're meant to grow, to expand, to become more of who you truly are. 7th, 8th, and 9th affirmations, integration. You trust the timing of your journey. Not everything happens when you want it to, but everything happens when it's meant to. You're not behind. You're not running out of time. You're exactly where you need to be, learning exactly what you need to learn. You surround yourself with energy that elevates you. You've become intentional about the people, content, and environments you allow into your space. You know that you become the average of what you consistently expose yourself to, and you choose wisely. You celebrate progress, not just achievement. The destination matters, but the journey matters more. Every day you show up for yourself is a victory. Every moment you choose growth over stagnation is worth celebrating. You're not waiting to arrive before you feel proud. You're proud right now in this moment for being on the path. Take a deep breath. Feel the truth of these words settling into your bones. You are exactly who you need to be, becoming exactly who you're meant to become. 10-minute affirmations script, segment 2. Continuing the journey. As you continue on this path, breathing deeply and staying present, you begin to notice something powerful. The person you're becoming isn't separate from who you are right now. They're the same person, just more fully expressed, more fully realized, more fully alive. And this realization brings with it a sense of peace. Because you're not chasing something outside yourself. You're uncovering what's already within. First affirmation, the power of consistency. You recognize that consistency is the bridge between who you are and who you're becoming. It's not the grand gestures that transform your life. It's the daily rituals, the small promises you keep to yourself, the habits you build one day at a time. You've discovered that showing up, even when motivation fades, is where true character is forged. Think about water carving through stone. It doesn't happen with force, it happens with persistence. You are that water. Every day you choose to move forward, you're creating pathways that will carry you further than you ever imagined. Second affirmation, embracing your story. You honor every chapter of your story, including the difficult ones. The setbacks, the detours, the moments when you thought you couldn't go on, they weren't interruptions to your journey. They were essential parts of it. Every challenge refined you, every obstacle taught you resilience, every dark night made you appreciate the dawn. Your story isn't perfect, and that's what makes it powerful. It's real. It's authentic. And when you share it, when you let others see that success isn't a straight line, you give them permission to embrace their own imperfect journey. Third affirmation, the abundance mindset. You operate from a place of abundance, not scarcity. You understand that someone else's success doesn't diminish your own possibilities. There's enough opportunity, enough wealth, enough success to go around. When you see others winning, you don't feel threatened, you feel inspired. You think, if they can do it, so can I. This mindset shift changes everything. It opens doors you didn't know existed. It creates collaborations instead of competition. It allows you to celebrate others genuinely, knowing that their light doesn't dim yours. It shows you what's possible. Fourth affirmation, your energy is your currency. You've learned that your energy is your most valuable resource. Not your time, not your money, your energy. You protect it fiercely. You've become selective about what drains you and intentional about what replenishes you. You know that you can't pour from an empty cup, and you refuse to apologize for filling yours first. This isn't selfish, it's strategic. It's sustainable. When you operate from a full tank, you show up better in your business, better in your relationships, better in every area of your life. You've stopped glorifying exhaustion and started honoring restoration. Fifth affirmation, the power of clear vision. You hold a clear vision of your future, and you revisit it often. You've learned that what you focus on expands. When you spend time visualizing your goals, imagining the feelings of achievement, seeing yourself living the life you desire, you're not just daydreaming. You're programming your subconscious mind to recognize and create opportunities that align with that vision. Your vision isn't vague or someday. It's specific. It's vivid. It's so real in your mind that your body and spirit can't help but move toward it. You're not hoping for success, you're expecting it, preparing for it, becoming it. Sixth affirmation, taking ownership. You take full ownership of your life, the wins and the losses. No more blaming circumstances, other people, bad timing, or bad luck. You understand that while you can't control everything that happens to you, you can control how you respond. And in that response lies all your power. This level of ownership is liberating. It means you're not a victim of your circumstances, you're the creator of your experience. When something doesn't work, you don't point fingers. You look in the mirror and ask, what can I do differently? What's my role in this? How can I grow from this? Seventh affirmation, the practice of gratitude. You practice gratitude not as a platitude, but as a powerful tool for transformation. You've discovered that gratitude isn't about denying problems or pretending everything is perfect. It's about training your mind to see what's working alongside what needs work. It's about acknowledging progress while reaching for more. Every morning, or every evening, or in quiet moments throughout your day, you pause to recognize the gifts in your life. And in doing so, you shift your frequency. You move from lack to abundance, from complaint to appreciation, from stuck to flowing. Eighth affirmation, your intuition as a guide. You trust your intuition as a reliable guide. In a world full of noise, advice, and opinions, you've learned to tune into your inner knowing. That gut feeling, that quiet voice, that sense of yes or no, you honor it. You've stopped overriding your instincts with logic that doesn't serve you. Your intuition has never led you astray. Even when the path seemed illogical, even when others questioned you, your inner wisdom knew. And you're learning to trust it more deeply with each passing day. Ninth affirmation, building your legacy. You recognize that you're building a legacy with every choice you make. Not a legacy that's only measured after you're gone, but one that's unfolding right now. The way you treat people, the standards you uphold, the value you create, the lives you touch, this is your legacy in action. You're not working just for yourself. You're creating something that ripples outward, that inspires others, that makes the world a little better than you found it. And that purpose, that meaning, fuels you in ways that money or status never could. Take another deep breath. Feel the weight and the lightness of these truths. You are building something beautiful, a life, a business, a version of yourself that honors all you're capable of becoming. 10-minute affirmations script, segment 3. Deepening awareness. You've traveled further than you realize. With each breath, with each word, you're sinking deeper into truth. Not someone else's truth, yours. The kind of truth that resonates in your bones, that needs no external validation, that simply is. And as you settle into this space, you begin to understand something profound. Transformation isn't about becoming someone new. It's about remembering who you've always been beneath the layers of doubt, fear, and conditioning. First affirmation, the courage to be seen. You've developed the courage to be fully seen. In a world that often rewards hiding, playing small, and fitting in, you've chosen visibility. You share your ideas, your work, your authentic self, even when your voice shakes, even when you're not sure how it will be received. You know that your message is meant for someone, and staying hidden serves no one. This vulnerability isn't weakness, it's the strongest thing you do. Every time you put yourself out there, you expand. You grow. You inspire others to do the same. Your courage creates permission for others to step into their own light. Second affirmation, mastering your morning. You understand that how you begin your day determines how you live your life. You've created morning rituals that anchor you, that set your intention, that fill your cup before the world asks you to pour. Whether it's meditation, movement, journaling, or simply sitting in silence, you've claimed this time as sacred. You no longer hit snooze on your life. You wake up with purpose. You start each day as an active participant in your own becoming, not as someone who reacts to whatever comes their way. This one shift has changed everything. Third affirmation, the art of letting go. You're learning the art of letting go, of control, of perfection, of outcomes. You plan, you prepare, you execute with excellence, and then you release. You trust that what's meant for you will find you. You trust that some doors close because better ones are opening. You trust the process even when you can't see the full picture. This surrender isn't giving up, it's leveling up. It's understanding that some things are beyond your control, and your peace depends on focusing only on what is within your control. You're holding your goals firmly while holding your expectations lightly. Fourth affirmation, investing in yourself. You prioritize investing in yourself, your education, your skills, your growth. You've stopped seeing this as selfish or optional. You understand that you are your greatest asset. Every book you read, every course you take, every coach or mentor you work with, every experience that stretches you, these aren't expenses, they're investments in your most valuable resource, you. You know that the best time to invest in yourself was yesterday. The second best time is today. And you're showing up for that investment consistently and intentionally. Fifth affirmation, creating value first. You lead with value in everything you do. Whether in business or relationships, you've shifted from what can I get to what can I give? You understand that the more value you create for others, the more success flows back to you. It's not about manipulation or strategy, it's about genuine contribution. When you serve others authentically, when you solve real problems, when you make people's lives better, abundance follows naturally. You've stopped chasing success and started creating value, knowing that success is simply the byproduct. Sixth affirmation, the power of community. You've surrounded yourself with a community that elevates you. You've learned that you don't have to do this alone. In fact, you can't, not if you want to reach your highest potential. You've found your people, your tribe, your circle of growth-minded individuals who challenge you, support you, and celebrate you. You give as much as you receive. You show up for others the way you want them to show up for you. You've created a network not of transactions, but of genuine relationships built on mutual respect and shared values. Seventh affirmation, embracing patience and urgency. You've learned to hold both patience and urgency in balance. You're patient with your progress, knowing that real growth takes time, that overnight success is usually years in the making. But you're also urgent with your actions, knowing that time is precious and tomorrow isn't promised. You don't rush the process, but you also don't waste the moments you've been given. This paradox, being patient with outcomes while being urgent with effort, is where magic happens. You're playing the long game while maximizing each day. You're building something that lasts while acting like every moment matters. 8th affirmation: your resilience is unbreakable. You've discovered that your resilience is unbreakable. Not because you don't fall, you do. Not because things don't hurt, they do. But because you've proven to yourself, time and time again, that you get back up. You dust yourself off. You learn. You adapt. You continue. Every time you thought you couldn't and then did anyway, you deposited into your resilience account. Now you have a wealth of evidence that you can handle whatever comes. You're not fragile. You're anti-fragile. You grow stronger through adversity. 9th affirmation: living in alignment. You're committed to living in alignment with your values. You've defined what matters most to you: integrity, creativity, freedom, contribution, whatever your core values are, and you use them as a compass for every decision. When opportunities arise that don't align, you have the strength to say no. When paths open that do align, you have the courage to say yes. This alignment creates a life that feels right, not just looks right. A life where success and fulfillment aren't separate goals but integrated experiences. You're not just building a business or a career, you're crafting a life that reflects who you truly are. Breathe into this knowing. You are aligned. You are growing. You are exactly where you need to be, moving steadily toward everything you're meant to become. 10-minute affirmations script, segment 4. Opening. The momentum builds. You're halfway through this journey now, and something has shifted. Can you feel it? The words aren't just washing over you, they're landing. They're activating something that was dormant, awakening something that was sleeping, reminding you of truths you'd forgotten you knew. This is what happens when you give yourself permission to receive. When you stop resisting and start allowing. When you open your heart to the possibility that yes, this applies to you. Yes, you are worthy. Yes, you are ready. First affirmation: your voice matters. You've claimed your voice and your right to use it. For too long, maybe you stayed quiet. Maybe you worried about saying the wrong thing, offending someone, or not being expert enough. But you've realized that your perspective, your story, your unique way of seeing the world, it matters. Someone needs to hear exactly what you have to say, in exactly the way only you can say it. You're no longer waiting for permission to speak up, to share your ideas, to contribute to conversations that matter. You've given yourself that permission. And in doing so, you've stepped into a new level of leadership. Second affirmation: the practice of presence. You've learned to be present, even in the chaos. In a world that constantly pulls your attention in 1,000 directions, you've developed the ability to come back to now. To be here fully. To give your complete attention to whatever and whoever is in front of you. This presence is your superpower. When you're present, you make better decisions. You connect more deeply. You experience life more richly. You're not lost in regrets about the past or anxieties about the future. You're here, alive, aware, engaged in this moment, the only moment you ever truly have. Third affirmation: redefining success. You've stopped chasing other people's definition of success and created your own. Success isn't a one-size-fits-all formula. It's not about hitting some arbitrary milestone or acquiring certain status symbols. For you, success is something different, something more meaningful, more personal, more aligned with who you actually are. Maybe success is freedom. Maybe it's impact. Maybe it's creating art that moves people or building a business that serves deeply. Whatever it is for you, you've defined it clearly. And now you're pursuing that vision, not someone else's. Fourth affirmation, the power of boundaries. You set boundaries with love and hold them with strength. You've learned that saying no to what doesn't serve you is saying yes to what does. You protect your time, your energy, and your peace, not out of selfishness, but out of self-respect. You understand that boundaries aren't walls. They're guidelines that allow healthy relationships and sustainable growth. People may push back when you first establish boundaries, especially if they benefited from your lack of them. But you stand firm. You know that teaching people how to treat you is one of the most important things you'll ever do. Fifth affirmation, celebrating small wins. You celebrate every win, no matter how small. You've stopped waiting for the big breakthrough to feel proud. You recognize progress in all its forms. The difficult conversation you finally had, the habit you maintained for a week, the client you helped, the fear you faced. Each one matters. Each one deserves acknowledgement. This practice of celebration creates momentum. It trains your brain to notice what's working, not just what's broken. It generates positive energy that propels you forward. You're becoming your own best cheerleader, and it's changing everything. Sixth affirmation, adapting without losing yourself. You're flexible enough to adapt while staying rooted in who you are. The world changes, markets shift, opportunities evolve, and you flow with it. You're not rigid or stuck in, this is how it's always been done. You're open to new approaches, new technologies, new ways of thinking. But in all this adaptation, you never lose your core. You bend without breaking. You evolve without losing your essence. You're like a tree, flexible branches swaying with the wind, but roots planted deep and strong. This balance allows you to thrive in any season. Seventh affirmation, the abundance you create. You recognize that abundance isn't just something you attract, it's something you create. You're not sitting around waiting for the universe to deliver. You're taking inspired action. You're creating value. You're solving problems. You're showing up consistently and excellently. And through these actions, you're generating the abundance you desire. You understand the difference between wishful thinking and intentional creation. You dream big, but you also work smart. You combine vision with execution, faith with effort, belief with strategy. Eighth affirmation, your capacity expands. You've discovered that your capacity is far greater than you imagined. Every time you think you've reached your limit, you find another level. Every time you believe you can't handle one more thing, you do. Your capacity for growth, for achievement, for impact, it's been expanding all along. This isn't about burnout or pushing yourself to exhaustion. It's about recognizing that you're capable of more than your fear tells you. That when you're called to rise, you can. That your potential isn't fixed, it's infinite. Ninth affirmation, joy as your compass. You've started using joy as a compass for your decisions. Not just logic, not just should or must, but does this bring me joy? Does this light me up? Does this feel aligned with my soul? You've given yourself permission to pursue what makes you come alive, understanding that your joy isn't frivolous. It's informative. When you follow your joy, you tap into sustainable energy. You access creativity you didn't know you had. You inspire others simply by being someone who chose aliveness over obligation. Your joy isn't selfish, it's a gift to everyone around you. Rest in this truth for a moment. You are growing in ways you can see and ways you cannot. You are becoming. You are already there. Both things are true at once. 10-minute affirmations script, segment 5. Opening, the turning point. You've crossed an invisible threshold. This is the space where transformation deepens, where insights become integration, where knowing becomes being. You're not just listening to words anymore, You're embodying truths. You're not just understanding concepts, you're living them. And here, in this space of deeper knowing, you begin to realize that everything you've been seeking has been seeking you too. The growth you desire is desiring you. The success you pursue is pursuing you. You're not alone in this journey, you're being called forward by your own future self. First affirmation, the power of focused attention. You've mastered the art of focused attention in a distracted world. While others scatter their energy across a dozen priorities, you've learned to concentrate your power on what truly matters. You understand that attention is the currency of achievement. Where you focus consistently is where you'll see results. This doesn't mean you ignore everything else. It means you've become intentional about what gets your best thinking, your deepest work, your most creative energy. You've learned to protect your focus like the precious resource it is, and it's paying dividends in every area of your life. Second affirmation, embracing the unknown. You've made peace with uncertainty and learned to dance with the unknown. You don't need to have all the answers before you take the next step. You don't need to see the entire staircase before you climb the first stair. You've developed a relationship with mystery that's based on trust rather than fear. This comfort with not knowing opens doors that certainty never could. It allows you to take chances, to experiment, to explore paths that others won't because they can't guarantee the outcome. You've learned that the magic lives in the space between what you know and what you're discovering. Third affirmation, your impact ripples outward. You understand that your growth creates permission for others to grow. Every time you break through a limitation, you show someone else it's possible. Every time you choose courage over comfort, you inspire someone watching to do the same. Your journey isn't just about you. It's creating a ripple effect you may never fully see. This awareness makes your work feel more meaningful. You're not just building a business or pursuing personal development for yourself. You're modeling what's possible. You're proving that ordinary people can create extraordinary lives. And that proof is changing lives in ways you'll never know. Fourth affirmation, the wisdom of rest. You've learned that rest is productive, not lazy. In a culture that glorifies hustle, you've discovered the power of strategic pause. You understand that growth happens in the recovery, that breakthroughs come in the stillness, that your best ideas emerge when you give your mind space to wander. You no longer wear exhaustion as a badge of honor. You've stopped equating busy with important. You've created rhythms of work and rest that allow you to operate at your highest level sustainably. You're in this for the long game, and rest is how you stay in the game. Fifth affirmation, leading with authenticity. You lead with authenticity in all your interactions. You've stopped performing, pretending, or putting on masks that don't fit. You show up as yourself, flawed, learning, human, and in that authenticity, you create genuine connection. People trust you because they sense you're real. This authenticity isn't about oversharing or having no filter. It's about being honest, being consistent between who you are privately and publicly, being willing to admit when you don't know something. It's a level of realness that's rare and therefore invaluable. Sixth affirmation, your financial consciousness. You've developed a healthy, empowered relationship with money. You see it for what it is, a tool, an energy exchange, a resource that amplifies who you already are. You've released shame, scarcity, and fear around finances. You've stepped into a consciousness where you can both appreciate money and not be controlled by it. You're learning to earn more, save wisely, invest intelligently, and give generously. You understand that wealth isn't just about accumulation, it's about flow, about circulation, about using resources to create more freedom, more impact, more options for yourself and others. Seventh affirmation, the practice of forgiveness. You practice forgiveness, for others and, most importantly, for yourself. You've released the weight of past mistakes, the burden of what you should have done differently, the pain of opportunities missed. You understand that holding on to resentment or regret is like drinking poison and expecting someone else to suffer. Forgiveness doesn't mean forgetting or condoning. It means freeing yourself from the prison of the past. It means choosing peace over being right. It means giving yourself permission to move forward unburdened, lighter, more available for the present moment and future possibilities. 8th affirmation, your creative power. You've tapped into your inherent creative power. You're not just a consumer, you're a creator. Whether you're creating products, content, solutions, art, experiences, or simply new ways of being, you've embraced your role as someone who brings things into existence that didn't exist before. This creativity isn't limited to artistic pursuits. It shows up in how you solve problems, how you approach challenges, how you design your life. You've stopped asking, "Can this be done?" and started asking, "How can I make this happen?" That shift from passive to active creator changes everything. 9th affirmation, the gift of perspective. You've developed the ability to zoom out and see the bigger picture. When you're in the weeds, when challenges feel overwhelming, when you can't see the forest for the trees, you've learned to shift perspective. You remind yourself of how far you've come. You remember that this moment is temporary. You reconnect with your why. This perspective is a gift you give yourself repeatedly. It's the difference between being consumed by a problem and being curious about a solution. It's the space between reaction and response. It's the wisdom that this too shall pass, and usually, it passes more quickly when you don't resist it. Breathe deeply. You're more than halfway there. You're not the same person who started this journey. You've been transformed, breath by breath, word by word, truth by truth. 10-minute affirmations script, segment 6. Opening rising higher. As you move deeper into this experience, notice how different you feel from when you began. There's a lightness, an openness, an expansion happening. The walls you didn't even know you'd built are coming down. The limitations you accepted as truth are revealing themselves as stories you can rewrite. You're rising. Not in a forced way, not through struggle or strain, but naturally, like a balloon released into the sky, like steam rising from warm earth, like your true nature finally being allowed to express itself fully. First affirmation, your worthiness is inherent. You've finally grasped that your worthiness isn't earned, it's inherent. You don't have to prove yourself to anyone, not even to yourself. You're not worthy because of what you've accomplished or what you own or who approves of you. You're worthy simply because you exist. You're worthy because you're here, breathing, alive, trying. This truth liberates you from the endless performance, the exhausting need to be enough. You already are enough. You always have been. And from this place of worthiness, you can build anything, not to become worthy, but because you're already worthy. Second affirmation, the power of strategic no. You've learned that every yes you give comes at the cost of a no somewhere else. You've become strategic with your yes, understanding that your time and energy are finite. When you say yes to something that doesn't align with your priorities, you're saying no to something that does. You've stopped being available to everyone and started being devoted to what matters most. This selectivity isn't coldness, it's clarity. It's respect for your own path and the paths of others. When you say no with kindness and conviction, you honor both yourself and the person asking. You're teaching the world to value your time by valuing it first yourself. Third affirmation, your body as your ally. You've begun treating your body as an ally, not an obstacle. You listen to what it tells you, when it needs rest, when it needs movement, when it needs nourishment. You've stopped ignoring its signals or pushing through when it's asking you to slow down. You understand that your body carries you through this life, and how you treat it matters. This doesn't mean perfection. It means respect. It means moving it regularly, fueling it well, giving it adequate sleep, reducing toxins when possible. Your body is the vehicle for your dreams. Maintaining it isn't vanity, it's wisdom. Fourth affirmation, the art of asking for help. You've shed the myth that you have to do everything alone. You ask for help when you need it. You delegate what others can do better. You collaborate instead of isolating. You've realized that asking for support isn't weakness, it's intelligence. It's recognizing that collective strength always exceeds individual capacity. Some of the most successful people in the world are simply those who got good at asking the right questions to the right people. You're building that skill. You're creating a network of support. You're allowing others to contribute to your journey, which honors them and accelerates you. Fifth affirmation, your relationship with time. You've shifted your relationship with time from scarcity to sovereignty. You no longer say, "I don't have time." You say, "That's not a priority right now." You recognize that everyone has the same 24 hours, and how you use yours reflects what you truly value. You've become the author of your schedule, not its victim. This sovereignty over time means you've stopped letting urgency dictate importance. You've stopped letting other people's emergencies become your priorities. You've created space for what matters: deep work, meaningful relationships, personal growth, creative expression, and you protect that space fiercely. Sixth affirmation, the courage to pivot. You've given yourself permission to pivot when something isn't working. You don't cling to plans just because you announced them or invested in them. You're not attached to being right, you're committed to getting results. When the data, your intuition, or your circumstances tell you it's time to change course, you change course. This flexibility is strength, not flakiness. It's the difference between a tree that breaks in the storm and one that bends and survives. You're learning to honor sunk costs without letting them trap you, to learn from what didn't work without letting it define you. Seventh affirmation, your unique timing. You've stopped comparing your timeline to anyone else's. Someone else's year 3 might be your year 7. Someone else's overnight success might be built on 10 years you didn't see. You're on your own path, moving at your own pace, and that pace is exactly right for you. This acceptance of your unique timing releases so much pressure. You stop feeling behind. You stop feeling anxious about when things will happen. You trust that everything is unfolding in divine timing, not too early, not too late, but exactly when it's meant to. Eighth affirmation, the practice of integrity. You've committed to integrity in all things. Your word means something. When you say you'll do something, you do it, or you communicate honestly if you can't. You keep promises to others, yes, but more importantly, you keep promises to yourself. This builds an unshakable foundation of self-trust. Integrity isn't about perfection. It's about alignment between your values and your actions, between what you say and what you do, between who you are in public and who you are in private. This alignment creates an internal coherence that radiates outward as confidence. Ninth affirmation, your vision board in motion. You've become a living vision board. You don't just visualize your goals, you embody them. You dress like the person you're becoming. You speak like them. You make decisions like them. You show up like them. You understand that you don't attract what you want, you attract who you are. So you're becoming that person now, not waiting until you arrive. This isn't fake it till you make it. It's faith it till you make it. It's stepping into the identity of your future self with such commitment that reality has no choice but to catch up. You're not pretending, you're practicing. And that practice is creating profound transformation. Let these truths settle into your soul. You're not just learning, you're becoming. Every word, every breath, every moment of this journey is reshaping you from the inside out. 10-minute affirmations script, segment 7. Opening, the acceleration. Something remarkable is happening now. The truths you've been absorbing aren't just ideas anymore. They're becoming part of your operating system. They're rewiring neural pathways, shifting beliefs, unlocking potential that's always been there but has been dormant until this moment. You can feel it, can't you? This sense of acceleration. This feeling that you're not just moving forward, you're expanding in all directions at once. Your capacity is growing. Your awareness is deepening. Your power is activating. First affirmation, the mastery of your mind. You've become the master of your mind, not its servant. You notice your thoughts now, observing them without being consumed by them. When limiting thoughts arise, you don't accept them as truth. You question them. You challenge them. You replace them with thoughts that serve your highest vision. This mental mastery is the difference between being tossed by waves and learning to surf them. Your thoughts create your reality, and you've taken conscious control of what you think about, how you interpret experiences, and the meaning you assign to events. This is true power. Second affirmation, your magnetic energy. You've cultivated a magnetic energy that attracts opportunities, people, and resources. It's not magic, it's frequency. When you operate from confidence, clarity, and authentic enthusiasm, you become magnetic. People want to work with you, collaborate with you, invest in you, be around you. This magnetism comes from alignment. When your inner state matches your outer goals, when you're genuinely excited about what you're creating, when you show up as your best self consistently, the universe conspires in your favor. Doors open. Connections happen. Synchronicities multiply. Third affirmation, the power of systems. You've learned that sustainable success requires systems, not just motivation. Motivation gets you started, but systems keep you going. You've built routines, processes, and structures that support your goals even on days when you don't feel inspired. You've made success inevitable through design, not dependent on mood. Your systems handle the mundane so your creativity can focus on the meaningful. Your habits run on autopilot so your energy can go toward innovation. You've engineered your environment and your schedule to make the right choices the easy choices. Fourth affirmation, your emotional intelligence. You've developed deep emotional intelligence, the ability to understand and manage your emotions and navigate others' emotions skillfully. You don't suppress feelings or let them control you. You feel them fully, extract their wisdom, and then choose your response consciously. This emotional mastery makes you a better leader, a better partner, a better friend, a better entrepreneur. You can stay calm in crisis. You can empathize without absorbing others' pain. You can express your needs clearly and receive feedback without defensiveness. Emotional intelligence is your secret weapon. Fifth affirmation, the liberation of authenticity. You've discovered that authenticity is liberation. The energy you used to spend maintaining facades, managing impressions, or pretending to be someone you're not, that energy is now available for creation. You show up as yourself, unapologetically, and you trust that the right people will resonate and the wrong people will filter themselves out. This authenticity simplifies everything. No more tracking lies or remembering which version of yourself you presented to whom. Just one consistent, integrated you, flawed, evolving, real. And that realness is what creates genuine connection and lasting success. Sixth affirmation, your purpose as your North Star. You've clarified your purpose and you use it as your North Star. When decisions feel unclear, you return to purpose. When opportunities arise, you filter them through purpose. When challenges appear, you ask how they serve your purpose. This clarity eliminates confusion and guides you toward aligned action. Your purpose isn't necessarily one specific thing. It's the thread that connects everything you do, the impact you want to have, the legacy you want to leave, the difference you want to make. And every day, in small and large ways, you're living that purpose. 7th affirmation, the abundance of learning. You've embraced a mindset of continuous learning. You're never the smartest person in the room, and you're grateful for that. Every person you meet knows something you don't. Every experience teaches something valuable. Every failure contains lessons that success never could provide. This learning mindset keeps you humble and hungry. You're not attached to being the expert. You're committed to becoming better. You read, you study, you experiment, you ask questions, you remain curious. And this commitment to growth ensures you'll never become obsolete or stagnant. 8th affirmation, your relationship with feedback. You've transformed your relationship with feedback and criticism. Instead of becoming defensive, you get curious. Instead of taking it personally, you extract what's useful. You've learned to separate someone's delivery from their message, to find the gold in even harsh words. This doesn't mean you accept all feedback as valid. It means you consider it openly before deciding what to integrate and what to discard. You've stopped seeing feedback as judgment and started seeing it as information, data you can use to refine your approach and improve your results. 9th affirmation, the joy of contribution. You've discovered that the deepest satisfaction comes from contribution. Not from what you acquire, but from what you give. Not from what you achieve, but from who you help. The more you focus on serving, solving problems, and making others' lives better, the more fulfillment and success flow back to you. This shift from what can I get to what can I give transforms your business, your relationships, your entire life experience. You wake up excited not about what you'll receive, but about what you'll create for others. And paradoxically, this is when you receive the most. Feel the power of these truths coursing through you. You're not the same person who began this journey. You're evolving in real time, rising to meet the highest version of yourself. 10-minute affirmations script, segment 8. Opening, the awakening. You're in a sacred space now. Not because of where you are physically, but because of where you've arrived internally. You've journeyed through layers of truth, peeled back illusions, remembered who you really are. And in this remembering, there's an awakening happening, a rising up of your most authentic, powerful, purposeful self. This is the space where breakthroughs happen, where old identities fall away, where new possibilities become visible. Stay here with me. Stay open. Stay receptive. The next level of your evolution is here. First affirmation, your unlimited potential. You've finally grasped that your potential is unlimited. Not in a vague, motivational poster way, but as a practical truth. Every ceiling you've hit was self-imposed. Every, "this is as far as I can go," was a story, not a fact. You're capable of far more than you've allowed yourself to imagine, and you're ready to explore those edges now. This doesn't mean you can do anything overnight. It means that with the right strategy, support, and sustained effort, there's no level of success that's off-limits to you. The only question is, what do you want to create? Because you have the capacity to create it. Second affirmation, the wisdom of seasons. You've learned to honor the seasons of your life and business. There are seasons for planting, for growing, for harvesting, and for rest. You don't judge yourself for being in winter when you long for spring. You trust that each season has its purpose, its gifts, its necessary role in the cycle of creation. This wisdom prevents burnout and disappointment. You stop expecting constant growth and instead embrace natural rhythms. You prepare in one season for what you'll need in the next. You trust the timing of things, knowing that trying to force fruit before its time only damages the tree. Third affirmation, Your network is your net worth. You understand that your network truly is your net worth. Not in a transactional way, but in recognizing that the relationships you cultivate become the foundation of your success. The people who believe in you, collaborate with you, challenge you, and champion you, they're as valuable as any skill or strategy. You invest in relationships intentionally. You nurture connections authentically. You give without keeping score, knowing that genuine relationships create opportunities that no amount of solo effort could generate. You're building a community, not just collecting contacts. Fourth affirmation, the practice of visualization. You've incorporated visualization as a daily practice. You don't just think about your goals. You see them, feel them, experience them in your mind as if they're already real. Your brain doesn't know the difference between a vivid visualization and actual experience, so you're training your nervous system for success before it happens. This isn't wishful thinking, it's mental rehearsal. Athletes do it. Performers do it. High achievers across every field do it. And now you do it too. You spend time each day living in your future reality, making it so familiar that stepping into it becomes natural, inevitable. Fifth affirmation, your financial frequency. You've elevated your financial frequency. You think, speak, and act like someone who has the wealth you desire. You don't apologize for wanting money. You don't diminish your worth when pricing your services. You don't accept scarcity as your reality. You operate from abundance, and that frequency attracts abundance. Money flows to those who value themselves, who expect prosperity, who create and exchange value confidently. You've become that person. You've released guilt, shame, and limiting beliefs around wealth. You're ready to receive, and you're creating the conditions for wealth to flow to you. Sixth affirmation, the power of your story. You've learned to tell your story in a way that empowers you. Not as a victim of circumstances, but as a hero who overcame challenges. Not as someone who got lucky, but as someone who prepared to meet opportunity. The way you frame your past determines how you approach your future. Your story isn't fixed, it's alive, evolving. You get to choose which events to emphasize, what meaning to extract, how to position yourself within your own narrative. And the story you tell yourself becomes the life you live. So you've chosen an empowering story. Seventh affirmation, your ability to create certainty. You've developed the ability to create certainty in uncertain times. While others panic, you plan. While others freeze, you adapt. While others complain about circumstances, you create opportunities within them. You've learned that certainty isn't found in external conditions. It's cultivated internally through preparation, flexibility, and unshakable self-trust. This internal certainty becomes your anchor in storms. It's the calm at your center when everything around you is chaos. It's the knowing that regardless of what happens, you'll figure it out. You always have. You always will. Eighth affirmation, the art of negotiation. You've learned that everything is negotiable. Prices, terms, timelines, expectations, all of it. You don't accept the first offer or assume the stated terms are final. You advocate for yourself. You ask for what you want. You're comfortable with the discomfort of negotiation because you know it's how value is created and claimed. This skill serves you in business deals, yes, but also in everyday life. Negotiating your salary, your boundaries, your priorities. You've stopped being passive about the terms of your life. You're actively shaping them through skillful, respectful negotiation. Ninth affirmation, your commitment to excellence. You've committed to excellence in everything you do. Not perfection, excellence. Doing things thoroughly, thoughtfully, with care and attention. Whether anyone is watching or not. Whether it's a big opportunity or a small task. You've made excellence your standard because you know that how you do anything is how you do everything. This commitment to excellence builds your reputation, Yes, but more importantly, it builds your character. It creates integrity. It generates pride in your work. It sets you apart in a world where mediocrity is common and excellence is rare. You've chosen the harder path, and it's making all the difference. Breathe into this power. You're not just learning, you're transforming. You're not just listening, you're integrating. Every cell in your body is reorganizing around these truths.